One of the most important first steps in dealing with depression is to acknowledge it honestly, openly, and without shame. This can be one of the hardest parts of the journey, but it is also the most powerful. Because the moment you recognize that something isn't right, you give yourself permission to begin healing. Too often, people suffering from depression try to hide their pain. They mask it with smiles, bury it under work, or dismiss it as just a bad week. This is especially common in societies where mental health is still misunderstood or stigmatized. Many are taught, either directly or indirectly, that feeling low or overwhelmed is a sign of weakness. But nothing could be further from the truth. Depression is not a character flaw, it is not a failure, it is not something to be ashamed of. It is a real, diagnosable medical condition, just like diabetes, asthma, or high blood pressure. And like any illness, it deserves attention, care, and treatment. Acknowledging that you're dealing with depression isn't an admission of defeat, it's an act of strength, courage, and honesty. When you recognize your mental health struggles without shame, you are actively challenging the harmful narrative that tells us we must always be strong, always be happy, or always have it all together. You're allowing yourself to be human, and in that vulnerability, you open the door to real growth and transformation. Think about it this way: if you broke your arm, would you feel guilty for needing a cast? Would you hide the injury and pretend it doesn't hurt? Of course not. You'd seek help, take time to heal, and accept support from others. Depression deserves the same compassionate response. Acknowledging your depression also gives others around you the opportunity to offer support. Often, people want to help but don't know something is wrong because we're so good at hiding it. By being honest about your struggles, you're not only taking care of yourself, you're also creating deeper, more authentic relationships based on real understanding and empathy. You don't have to announce it to the world, you don't have to explain yourself to everyone, but you owe it to yourself to admit how you truly feel, even if that conversation starts quietly in your own mind. I'm not okay right now, and that's okay. I need help, and that's valid. From this place of honest acknowledgement, all the other steps, seeking support, building routines, and finding healing, become possible. Depression loses much of its power when we name it, face it, and remove the shame surrounding it. You are not alone. You are not weak. You are not broken. Acknowledging your depression with compassion and without shame is one of the bravest things you can do, and it's the first step toward a brighter, healthier future. When you're struggling with depression, one of the most powerful and life-changing actions you can take is to reach out and speak up. It may feel difficult, even impossible, but opening up to someone can be the first true moment of relief in a heavy, isolating journey. Depression often lies to us. It tells us that no one will understand, that we're a burden, or that our pain isn't valid enough to share. These thoughts are not truths. They are symptoms, and they thrive in silence. The longer depression remains hidden, the deeper its roots grow. But when you begin to speak about it, whether to a close friend, a family member, a support group, or a therapist, you begin to loosen its grip. Sharing your pain doesn't make you weaker, it makes you stronger. It allows others to walk with you, support you, and remind you that you don't have to face this alone. You don't need the perfect words. You don't need a dramatic conversation. It can be as simple as saying, "I'm not doing well lately," or "I think I need someone to talk to." These small statements carry enormous strength. They break the barrier of silence and signal to others that you're reaching out from beneath the weight. It's important to choose someone who feels safe, someone who will listen with empathy, not judgment. Sometimes that person is a friend who's noticed you pulling away. Sometimes it's a counselor who can offer professional help. And sometimes it's a stranger in a support group who simply understands what you're going through. Whoever it is, know this: your voice deserves to be heard. In cultures or families where mental health isn't openly discussed, speaking up can feel even more difficult. You might fear being dismissed or misunderstood, but still your experience matters. Even if one person doesn't respond with the compassion you need, that doesn't mean your feelings aren't real. Keep reaching out until someone truly hears you. The right support can change your path entirely. Speaking up also has a ripple effect. When you're open about your struggles, you give others permission to do the same. Vulnerability is contagious, in the best way. It helps create a world where emotional pain is treated with the same seriousness and care as physical pain. You never know who you might inspire to seek help simply by having the courage to speak. And let's not forget, you don't have to wait until you're in crisis to talk. Depression often builds slowly. The sooner you speak, the sooner you can start getting the help and understanding you deserve. There is nothing weak about needing support. There is nothing shameful about your feelings. The act of reaching out may be difficult, but it's also one of the most empowering steps you can take. So let your voice rise above the silence. You are not alone. You never have to be, and you never will be, if you speak up. If you're struggling with depression, one of the most important and effective steps you can take is to seek professional help. While support from friends and family is valuable, depression is a complex condition that often requires the guidance of trained mental health professionals to fully understand, manage, and heal from. Many people hesitate to seek help for a variety of reasons. Some fear being judged, others worry that their situation isn't serious enough. Some believe they should be able to fix it on their own. But depression is not a problem of willpower. It's a mental health condition that often involves biological, emotional, and situational factors. Just like you wouldn't expect yourself to heal a broken bone without a doctor, you shouldn't expect yourself to overcome depression without support. Mental health professionals, such as therapists, psychologists, and psychiatrists, are trained to help people just like you. They can offer a space that is safe, confidential, and free of judgment. A therapist can help you explore the root causes of your depression, learn coping skills, and challenge negative thinking patterns. A psychiatrist, if needed, can help assess whether medication may be beneficial, especially if your symptoms are interfering with daily life. Therapy is not about being fixed because you are not broken. It's about being supported, understood, and guided through your healing. There are many different forms of therapy, such as cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, talk therapy, or trauma-informed approaches, and you have the right to find a therapist whose style and personality fit your needs. You also don't need to wait until you hit rock bottom to get help. Seeking support early, when you first notice a shift in mood, energy, or motivation, can make a big difference. The earlier depression is addressed, the more manageable it becomes. In some cases, medication can play a role in treatment. There's no shame in needing it. For many people, medication helps regulate brain chemistry and creates a more stable foundation to benefit from therapy and other lifestyle changes. Just like insulin helps regulate blood sugar for people with diabetes, antidepressants can help correct imbalances in the brain. If accessing professional help feels overwhelming, know that there are options. Many communities offer free or low-cost mental health services, and telehealth therapy has become more accessible than ever. Start by talking to your primary care doctor or doing a search for therapists in your area. Even taking this small first step is a sign of strength. There's bravery in admitting that you need help, and wisdom in knowing that you deserve it. Depression can distort your thinking, making you feel hopeless or unworthy of care. But those are lies told by the illness. You are worthy of help. You are worthy of healing. Professional support is not a last resort. It's a powerful, proactive choice, and it could be the turning point on your journey toward feeling better. When you're struggling with depression, even the simplest daily tasks can feel overwhelming. Getting out of bed, brushing your teeth, or preparing a meal may seem like monumental efforts. This is not laziness, it's the weight of depression. But one effective way to begin regaining control is to build a daily routine and stay physically active, even in small ways. Depression often brings a sense of unpredictability and disconnection from time. Days may blur together and motivation tends to fade. That's why creating a consistent, manageable routine can offer structure, stability, and a sense of purpose. Routines act as anchors, reminding you that you can still engage with the world even when you don't feel like it. Start small, don't aim for a full, packed schedule right away. Instead, try setting 1 or 2 daily goals that you know you can accomplish. For example, waking up at the same time each morning, eating a simple breakfast, or writing in a journal for 5 minutes. These small wins help you regain
Cool.
confidence and
Okay.
momentum. Even more importantly,
That's too much
physical
energy.
activity, no matter how light, can significantly impact your mental health. Research consistently shows that movement releases endorphins and other feel-good chemicals in the brain that naturally improve mood. You don't need to run marathons or spend hours at the gym. A 10-minute walk outside, stretching in your room, or doing a few yoga poses can make a real difference. Being active also reconnects you to your body and the present moment. Depression often causes people to feel disconnected from themselves, from others, from reality. Movement, especially in natural settings, can help ground you. The sunlight on your skin, the rhythm of your footsteps, the sound of birds. These experiences remind you that you are alive and that the world is still there waiting for you. It's also helpful to build routines around rest, nutrition, and sleep, all crucial pillars of mental health. Try to eat regular meals even if your appetite is low. Go to bed and wake up at the same time each day, even on weekends, and allow yourself periods of rest without guilt. Balance is key. Remember, your routine doesn't have to look like anyone else's. What matters is that it serves you. It should feel supportive, not burdensome. If something isn't working, adjust it. Depression often demands flexibility. The goal is not perfection, it's progress. Building a routine and staying active is about reclaiming your time, your energy, and your sense of self. These small, repeated actions slowly rebuild the foundation of your well-being, and with each step you take, no matter how small, you are moving forward. So take a breath. Start where you are. Pick one small thing you can do today, and let that be enough. You are doing more than you think, and each action is a quiet victory. When you're dealing with depression, it's easy to become your own worst critic. You may find yourself thinking, why can't I just get over this? Or I'm a burden to everyone around me. Depression has a cruel way of distorting your inner dialogue, filling it with judgment, shame, and guilt. That's why one of the most healing practices you can develop is self-compassion. Self-compassion means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend who is suffering. It means recognizing that struggling doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. When you're depressed, you're not failing, you're hurting, and what hurting people need isn't criticism, they need care. This isn't always easy. In fact, for many people, especially those with perfectionistic tendencies or a history of harsh self-talk, the idea of being gentle with themselves feels unfamiliar or even uncomfortable. But just like any other skill, self-compassion can be learned and strengthened over time. Start by noticing your inner voice. When you make a mistake or feel overwhelmed, what do you say to yourself? Is your tone angry, sarcastic, or belittling? Now imagine saying those same things to someone you love. Would you? Probably not. So why speak that way to yourself next? Try replacing that voice with one that is softer, more patient, and understanding. If you feel like you're not doing enough, say instead, I'm doing the best I can with what I have right now, and that's okay. If you feel like giving up, say, it's okay to feel tired. This is hard, but I don't have to go through it perfectly. Self-compassion doesn't mean ignoring your struggles. It means acknowledging them with honesty and tenderness. It's not about letting yourself off the hook. It's about not beating yourself up when you're already down. Another aspect of self-compassion is giving yourself permission to rest and take care of your needs without guilt. Depression often robs people of energy and motivation. During these times, even basic self-care is an achievement. Celebrate those moments, taking a shower, eating a meal, asking for help. These aren't small acts. They are signs of resilience. Also, remind yourself that suffering is part of the shared human experience. You are not the only one going through this, even if it feels like it. Millions of people around the world live with depression. You are not broken and you are not alone. Self-compassion is not a quick fix. It's a daily commitment to stop waging war against yourself and to start becoming your own ally. Depression is hard enough. You don't need to add self-hate to the burden. You deserve kindness. You deserve patience. You deserve your own love and understanding. So be gentle with yourself. Speak to yourself as you would to someone you care about deeply, because you are worth that same care and more. When you're living with depression, even the smallest tasks can feel enormous. Getting out of bed, answering a message, or brushing your teeth can seem like climbing a mountain. In these moments, it's important to shift your focus from perfection to progress and celebrate every small win. Depression often clouds our perception of achievement. It tells us that unless we're doing something big, like excelling at work, being social, or maintaining perfect routines, we're not succeeding, but that's not true. In the context of depression, the smallest actions can be victories, and those small wins, when noticed and honored, build the foundation for healing. A small win could be anything: getting dressed, making your bed, eating a meal, stepping outside for a few minutes, or simply acknowledging your feelings. These actions might seem minor on the surface, but when your energy is low and your mind is heavy, they require real effort and strength. Each one is a sign that you're still trying, and that matters more than you think. Why are small wins so important? Because they create momentum. When you accomplish even one task, your brain experiences a sense of reward and achievement. This creates a spark of motivation and hope, which can carry over into the next moment and the next. Over time, those moments begin to stitch together into something bigger: progress. Focusing on small wins also helps you reconnect with your sense of agency. Depression can make you feel powerless, as though life is happening to you rather than being shaped by you. But when you make even the tiniest decision, like choosing to drink water or go for a short walk, you're taking control back. You're reminding yourself, I still have some say in this. It's important to track your wins too. You can write them down in a journal, mark them on a calendar, or say them aloud at the end of the day. Today I got out of bed on time. Today I talked to a friend. Today I let myself rest without guilt. These reflections reinforce your effort and remind you that you are moving forward, even when it doesn't feel like it. Remember, healing from depression is not a straight line. There will be ups and downs, good days and hard days. That's normal. On tough days, small wins become even more meaningful. They're signs that you're still showing up for yourself, even if all you can do is take one deep breath at a time. So lower the bar, not because you're failing, but because you're healing, and healing takes time. Success isn't about doing everything. It's about doing something. Small steps count. Small wins matter. And when you string enough of them together, they create real change. You don't have to leap forward. You just have to keep stepping, one small win at a time.